pretty much it. You see nothing, nada. Nada. What's going on, guys? Trying to figure this out. The reason for the delay. I think we're ready. We are ready. We're ready to rock and roll. Mm-hmm. We're ready. Boom, bada boom. We are ready. We are ready. Bada bing bada. Mm-hmm. Take a quick shower. Freshen up. And see. going on? In the hood.
Mm-hmm. Getting a little nippy. No. It could be. I think it is. Instructions given on command. Sit. That's right. That's the reason for the brain attacks. That's the reason for the brain attacks right there, folks. Away from camera view. Right there. Okay, we are focused. Bam. That's organized crime right there. That's the reason for the brain attacks high frequencies electromagnetic field waves shock treatment to the brain. Coming from next door, 5135, second floor hideout. Daily ordered instructions by Nello Greco, main proprietor of 5132. This is drug dealing, folks. This is organized crime. The machine, Town of Cicero Mayor Larry Dominic, re-elected. These are migrants being utilized for this specific purpose. Daily drug dealing, trafficking, distribution, and packaging white powder bags known as cocaine. That's right. After school children manipulation continues. Before and after fire, no investigation by police officers involved in criminal activity, working alongside with paramedics and fire department individuals also involved in criminal activity. This is organized crime, and we are focused. Organized crime family employee, labeled the Mule, is talking to the individual inside the vehicle, and this is a white powder bag pickup. You heard me in the background. I was about to take a shower, turned on the shower, and instructions were given once I turned on the shower and it was running. But they continued attacking my brain, and right now, of course, this is high frequencies, electromagnetic field waves, shock treatment to the brain. This is how they're able to manipulate victims of unsolved murder cases of identity theft Medicaid. Victims are preconditioned at home to react along with their family members. That's right. We are focused. That's the guy that usually carries the book bag. That's right. Early in the morning, before, he used to carry all these tools, paint buckets. And now he's just straight to the point. There he goes. He's straight to the point, and he just has the book bag. There he goes. There he goes. The Candyman. Reload. Intentions are very, very clear, and here's the vehicle. That's the license plates right there. Right there. We want to make sure each customer we know has a loved one, and we're going to create our own family conflict. That's right. That's a quick question to all you people. Do you know where your loved ones are? That's right. Pay attention to these videos, and you're going to see firsthand where they're spending their money on this junk. That's right, on this junk. Quick to the point, the driver of the silver vehicle was instructed, come back. He's recording, of course. I'm going to get the white powder bags from the Candyman and come back in a few. See how easily that's read? And I'm not a mind reader, but I already know what's up. Time. It's 5:12 p.m., 5:12 p.m., March 12th, 2025, Wednesday. We are focused. That's right, folks. This criminal organization is panicking, responding, and they continue trying to avoid the camera by hiding behind the tree. And we're asking for the public's assistance for the posted date of January 8th, 2025 regarding tax evasion, Internal Revenue Services, the IRS, for the property at 5132. 5132 happens to be the main... I thought I saw something. This is the main headquarters of organized crime, 5132. And there's a reason why I'm targeting this specific 5132, West 24th Street, Laramie, Cicero, Illinois, 60804. The main proprietor of this two-flat brick is Nello Greco. He is organized crime along with his nephew, Anthony J. Loader. And we have extensive videos and documentation of how organized crime family process works. That's right. How individuals are followed home from work. Their information is retrieved through the mail, trash, electronically. Sooner or later, daily plan attacks will be deployed with a scale called social acting equals response that measures a victim's emotional disturbance state of mind. That's right. And it's calibrated according to the victim's response and reaction to daily plan attacks. Example, bright light harassment. It could be from any light source. It's an on and off switch with a high-tech surveillance monitor called Army Apparatus Tracking Signal Scanner Device. Set on the victim's eye scope. That means that they can see the direction where your pupils are focused. And once you focus, it's a natural instinct to focus on any light source. The on and off switch will be deployed. That on and off switch will cause accidents and death. The high frequencies. If you put a glass container with water and you amplify the frequencies, it will shake the water inside, and eventually the water will come out and the glass will shatter eventually. And that's what happens to the victim's brain. Eventually the blood vessels will weaken and over time will bleed. This causes a brain aneurysm. This aneurysm Once the bleeding stops, this dry blood will travel up the stem of the brain, cutting off the oxygen. That's why it's called silent incoherent victims, nursing home final phase. Identity theft Medicaid takes place. Organized crime family process. Manipulate businesses, remain in control, silent victims. So, it's very crucial that the victim responds to daily plan attacks along with their family members. The victims will respond to the bright light harassment by covering up all the windows. And of course, the family will respond by calling 911 because they're concerned. These police officers involved in criminal activity will start by visiting the family and the victim. As in my case, Town of Cicero Emergency 911 dispatcher named Anna. Joint collaboration with Des Plaines Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart, unprovoked home visit at 5 a.m. requesting to speak to me. Knocking furiously on the front door. My ex-wife panicked, opened up the door, and they continued knocking on my bedroom door the same way. I continued sleeping under duress conditions, of course, but I ignored them. They had no reason, no paperwork, nothing, unprovoked. But before they left, they instructed my ex-wife, if Miguel Rodriguez, starts acting in any peculiar way, do not hesitate, call 911 immediately. This is called preconditioning the family's victim to respond, to react. And, well, that's the job of Homeowner Martinez right here. You can clearly see that she is parked front and center for that particular reason, to provoke a confrontation or to simply make a phone call to my ex-wife. We are neighbors here, 5135, and we live at 5133. We are neighbors, but Nello Greco, main proprietor of 5132, has a signed contract with the Martinez family, and the Martinez family is well rewarded and compensated for their daily plan attacks, insurance policy fraud on individuals. That's right. So that's why we're hitting this criminal organization where it hurts, and we filed a petition with the IRS January 8th, 2025, and today is March 12th, 2025, Wednesday. And by the way, the time is 5:18 p.m. So it's very critical that the family members respond by calling 911. It will become second nature for the family to respond by calling 911. They're concerned. And of course, creating family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, anger. This happens over time, that the victim's family will withdraw. That's right. And eventually start listening to the police officers involved in criminal activity, insisting on the order of protection. That's right. The order of protection is a very important process because it stops the recording. In my case, of course, it's going to stop me from recording, uploading videos of surveillance, and as well as it's gonna, looking at individual here, he seems to be very concerned with 5132. He is looking around. Well, it's very important that the victim's family respond, and the order of protection will be implemented, and the victim, over time, constant mental health hospital evaluation, the victim develops a mental health history illness. That's right. Well documented by police officers involved in criminal activity and the hospital, of course. So the process is very important that the victim is documented, enrolled, processed, and the order of protection, of course, to keep the victim awarded to the state mental institute. That's right. So the daily plan attacks will continue within the hospital setting, and the consequences are very severe. Under doctor's care, the medication is increased, which intensifies the victim's response. Symptoms: paranoia, hallucinations, psychosis, very concerned with your surroundings. These are serious symptoms that the victim cannot distinguish fact from fiction, and the victim will be sedated from time to time or placed in a secluded room by themselves so they won't hurt others or themselves. I read the comments and a lot of people respond, does the medicine actually contribute to the victim's death? No. The medicine is there to help people. There's individuals that need this in order to make sure they have a well-balanced life. The medication is there to help the individual and is under doctor's care and surveillance. That's right. The doctor is monitoring the victim's response. But at the same time, organized crime is attacking the individual within a hospital setting. That's right. Electronically. Extreme high level frequency. Electromagnetic field shock treatment to the brain. That's right. To provoke movement, reaction, response, yelling, running out of control, kicking, screaming, public outbursts. And of course, the medication is increased each time the victim responds, and the doctor has no idea. The family members have no idea. This is a one-on-one session, private session between organized crime and the victim. That's right. So, eventually the victim the family signs over all legal rights. That's right. All legal rights to the victim, and is signed over to the state mental institute, which is, they don't have to pay anything. This is from the state. And this is a long process that the victim's family, over time, they just can no longer be able to accept the way the victim is responding to daily plan attacks. They have no idea, but the victim is responding by covering up all the windows, bright light harassment, high frequencies, turning off all electrical appliances, including fans, the blender. From time to time, we have on video that I have to lower the volume or turn off the volume while watching TV. No radio, no music, and running water. As I'm taking a shower, high frequencies while taking a shower. That's right. And of course, that's why I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I'm able to distinguish fact from fiction. And I'm able to carry this on as far as surveillance. Okay, so getting over to the nursing home final phase, identity theft Medicaid takes place, silent, incoherent victims. Let me repeat that. Eventually, the victim will become silent. That means incoherent, non-functionable, and that's when of course, the family already awarded the victim to the state. So they have that they signed over the rights, and the order of protection is to keep the victim away from the family. And once they're alone, that's when they increase the intensity of the daily plan attacks. So, community gang stalking, bright light harassment, high frequencies attack the nervous system and the victim's coordination. That's right. If they want to move quick, or if they want to move their fingers, if they want to move a certain way, they're going to lose that, because the high frequencies eventually attacks the nervous system and the victim loses their coordination. That's right, accidents or death. The bright light harassment, well, the victim, once they react to focusing on any light source, we have recorded this, and well documented, on and off switch will cause accidents and death. That's right. So the YouTube channel continues to be attacked. My phones continue to be stolen right from my kitchen table. Eventually dropped in the back alley or the grass to promote fear. That's right. And my ex-wife continues to be followed. And they left a note for a specific postcard specifically for her. And this is called fear tactics. Social acting is a very big part of this organized crime. A lot of people comment, we look at your videos, but we don't see anything. And that's one of the reasons why organized crime does not want me by the window commenting on the video. That's right. Because without me here, you guys won't be able to distinguish fact from fiction. It is social acting. You're not supposed to see anything. People are acting normal. The police officers that continue harassing me, you're going to see them acting normal. As if they're looking around, as if they're actually doing something. But when we keep the cameras on them, they eventually leave. I was attacked by police officers involved in criminal activity while grocery shopping for several times. And once I take out my camera to record, they quickly respond by leaving. That's right. We got their faces and license plates, and we know exactly where they work. That's right. So, these are daily plan attacks, and this right here is a safe zone, specifically for drug trafficking. You will see the lookout man, a young man riding a little boy's bike, full face cover up, riding around from time to time. And you will see the bag man, who we are waiting for, and you will see the mob. Board of Education, District 99, male and female. The male has transferred to a different building. He couldn't take the heat in the kitchen, so he's gone. But he comes by from time to time. But the female stayed behind, and she has attacked me several times with second character witnesses, and one of them being, her co-workers. She has manipulated her co-workers onto thinking that I am harassing her. And that's how she's able to obtain second character witnesses right at her job. And the security guard on the premises, as well as Town of Cicero Public Works employee with a big utility vehicle that we have on video. And we also have a furniture store involved in organized crime that we uploaded the video as well. So the daily plan attacks are meant to provoke a confrontation, and the police officers are waiting, and they're assigned to this location or my address. There's a reason why you do not see police officers from time to time in this area, because they know that we will have them on video and their license plates. These are police officers that are assigned to this area or location, ready for daily plan attacks. That's right. The daily plan attacks are crucial to insurance policy fraud, unsolved murder cases of identity theft, Medicaid. Now, the death certificate will be noted as death of natural causes, not equal exposure from X-ray machine, microwave oven, or sleeping next to a high power line, radiation. Health issues of radiation. Well, let's see, bone cancer, tumors of the brain damage, aneurysm. There's a number of issues that a victim's health regarding radiation. That's right. Radiation is the key. And electronic harassment is used on politicians, celebrities, and people of power. And there's a similar refurbished microwave in the Los Angeles, California area called the Bazooka. It runs for $6,500. That's right. And it does the same thing. The only difference is it only works nearby if you're next to a victim or living next to a victim. But this criminal organization has a high-tech surveillance monitor called Army Apparatus Tracking Signal Scanner Device. This means that the victim's only resource of escaping electronic harassment that we all go through living in the city. But this electronic harassment is increased. That's right. I mentioned the glass and the water example. When the high frequencies are targeted directly at the object, as in a glass with water, the water will start to tremble and eventually jump out of the container, glass container, and the glass will shatter eventually. Just imagine what it does to the victim's brain vessels. It will weaken over time and the bleeding will occur. My doctor at Oak Street Health, we got a great relationship. I am plant-based. I don't smoke. I don't drink. But I have suffered a brain aneurysm. That's right. I am a victim of electronic harassment, well documented by University of Illinois, MRI and CT scan. My doctor visit at Oak Street Health, Dr. Augustine instructed me, yes, Miguel, you were bleeding, but the bleeding stopped. You're just fine. Well, guess what? When the bleeding stops, it turns into dry blood. This dry blood will travel up the stem of the brain, cutting off the oxygen. This is called silent incoherent victims. Nursing home final faith, identity theft, Medicaid takes place. Organized crime, family process. Again, it's very important that the victims are respond to daily plan attacks along with their family members. And the family members, what organized crime family is looking for the family to contribute is placing the order of protection and signing off all legal rights and awarding the victim to the state mental health institute. It's free, and in the beginning, of course, this doesn't happen overnight. No loved one wants to turn over a victim to a mental health facility, but they have no choice. If the victim starts reacting, again, high frequencies, the victim is going to respond by covering up their ears. I'm attacked on a daily basis. That's right, on a daily basis electronically, while sleeping, eating, in front of family, Christmas, any holidays, and the birthdays. They're trying to provoke me to react in front of the family. I was attacked in front of, in the public. As far as while shopping, and these police officers already know that, well, that's how confident they are that the victims will respond. So this is not these police officers. I'm not their first victim, okay? I'm not their first victim, and that's why they're so confident, and they just don't know what to do with me. That's right. But more importantly, sure, they can get rid of me electronically. Sure, they can fry my brain. But guess what? How are they going to be able to explain a YouTuber with so much surveillance all of a sudden is no longer available? How is organized crime going to move back to 5132? That's why the first floor is vacant at 5132, and that's why we're hitting this criminal organization where it hurts in their pocketbooks. I know these individuals personally. When I first moved out here in 2001, great neighbors, I was accepted as a family member. Nello Greco, main proprietor of 5132, along with his nephew, Anthony J. Loader, inherited this 2-flat brick, double lot. That's a big property that they're only relying on the basement and the second floor as far as income. The first floor remains empty. That's right. This is a pretty big estate to be managed with, and they're able to get by not renting out the first floor. That's very suspicious. And homeowner Martinez has Nello Greco, the main proprietor of 5132, has a signed contract with the Martinez family. The Martinez family, all of a sudden, overnight, now they're living a life of luxury. That's right. This is their brand new car. No school, no job. But yet, home improvement, family vacation, new cars, no job, no school, and look at the daily plan of text. Take a good look at the videos. Homeowner Martinez is constantly trying to provoke a confrontation. There's plenty of parking here. Plenty. But she was instructed to provoke a confrontation. She was instructed to create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, mistrust, disbelief, anger. Once she makes that phone call and persuades my ex-wife, I am harassing her. That's right. So we have her along with her family members enjoying their new vehicles, enjoying new clothes, family vacation, home improvement. And that's the signed contract that Melo Greco has with the Martinez family upon notification of my CT scan of bleeding from my brain. That's right. MRI and CT scan. And they moved out to avoid any suspicion, any involvement. And they also placed this 2-flat brick on the buyer's market from time to time for that purpose, to avoid any suspicion. Now, right next door is 5130. No address identification, special permission granted by town of Cicero officials. This is well documented. Before and after fire, no investigation. Windows covered up with construction black plastic bags. And daily drug dealing, trafficking, distribution, and packaging, white powder bags known as cocaine. After school sugar manipulation, babies involved. And now, under the influence, driving reckless. And that's the vehicle that was involved several times in car wrecks. That's right. Now he's driving 2 vehicles. This one and a Jeep. And look at how long organized crime family employee is taking. I'm just buying time. Look at how long it's taking him to come back out. Intentions are very clear. 5:37 p.m. 5:37 p.m. And of course, instructions given on command signal. He's trying to buy time. He wants to make sure that I do not have him on video coming back out. And eventually he will be coming back out, and he will be serving the silver vehicle that was instructed to drive away and come back later. So, they're utilizing migrants for this specific reason. The Board of Education, District 99, male and female, right here, the mob. And of course, this house right here, family house, is involved in criminal activity associated with organized crime, either by acting as second character witnesses, looking the other way, or doing special favors for them from time to time. This is organized crime affiliation. That's right. Next door neighbor with Melo Greco and the family. See how they work together? And right here. So from one side to the other. And let's not forget about the dollar store owner. That's right. We have on video the very important person that is the owner of this big property right here. And on the property, dollar store owner, along with other little businesses that are involved in criminal activity. Daily drug dealing behind the parking lot by the dumpster. That's right. Expansion in the works. So from one side to the other, I am behind enemy lines. That's right. And especially living right next to homeowner Martinez family. That's right. But we got some good neighbors on the other side. My ex-wife's sister lives down the block. The next door neighbor, he's pretty cool. And the other people as well. So basically, I provide a public service. I am exposing this criminal organization. I have a background with this criminal organization. I was accepted as a family member. Cookouts, the works, everything. But once I started realizing how they make their money, drug dealing, and murder plots on victims. That's right. They make people disappear. And that's what they've been trying to do with me. The only problem is, if they make me disappear, there's going to be questions. That's right. How do they avoid questions? Well, that's the reason for the daily plan attacks. Homeowner Martinez family. That's where they come in. That's why the pressure's on, and that's why these police officers involved in criminal activity are trying to provoke a confrontation, joint collaboration with the Martinez family and other organized crime family members. Their objective is to get the order of protection. Their objective is to make sure that they create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, mistrust, anger. My ex-wife has attacked me several times because she is concerned. There was a plant set fire right here in front. That's right, that we have a police report on. My phone's being stolen. Front window broken that we have documentation of. Gas line damage. The backyard gate. The mailbox. Mail being tampered with. The garage damage. So the back gate. The porch windows. All that is contributed to daily plan attacks to create fear. So it's well documented how this criminal organization stays afloat. And of course, this goes up the chain of command. The machine, Town of Cicero Mayor Larry Dominic, reelected, and it is a safe haven for this criminal organization. This is how they're able to stay afloat. And every time the DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, Chicago and Dearborn, Illinois, stops by from time to time, well, guess what? These police officers that are involved in criminal activity are placed in high-ranking departments and make fake home visits. They made 3 so far at 5130, where the migrants are staying at. That's right. They made 3 fake home visits, and so far it's working because that's a deterrence for any outside entity as far as government agencies to stand back. That's why a lot of government agencies stay away once there's police officers involved. But we have these police officers on video, well documented, how they attack their victims, how they're waiting, and they're basically attacking the victim's psyche based on psychological warfare books, The Art of War, The 48 Laws, The Centennial, Mind Games, Community Gang Stalking. There's a number of psychological warfare books that are very effective under the influence, especially under doctor's care. Again, getting back to the symptoms: paranoia, hallucinations, psychosis, very concerned with your surroundings, lose weight. Another example, while sleeping, a magnetic field will be directed at a victim's face, ears, nose, eyebrows, and it's going to provoke the victim to touch their face. Once they touch their face, well, this is going to be the victim. Once they touch their face, they're constantly attacked electronically. That's right. These high frequencies is a very high pitch, a very loud pitch that the victim has to cover up their ears. And, electromagnetic field waves, shock treatment to the brain. That's right. They're constantly shocking the victim's brain. It's a tapping sensation that the victim has to endure. And this makes the blood vessels contract and close. Contract and close. And eventually weaken the victim's tissue of the blood vessels, and that's where the bleeding is going to occur. But it's really meant for the victim to respond. When the victim responds by moving around, well, guess what? The electrical impulses from any electrical source outlet will increment. That means that the victim, every time they move, the high frequencies and the shock treatment to the brain will escalate. And it attacks the victim's nerve system. the victim loses their coordination, and the bright light harassment is also used from any light source. Opening up your fridge. That's right. The light source of the fridge can be on and off switch that can blind a person for one instant. But it's used to provoke movement reaction response, yelling, running out of control, kicking, screaming, public outbursts. And again, the doctors have no idea they're being attacked. This is a one-on-one session between organized crime and the victim. The victims are attacked electronically. So electronic harassment is difficult to prove, but it's well documented on this YouTube channel that the YouTube channel is being attacked. That's right. That my internet connection while watching TV is disconnected. That's right. That it can turn off any electrical appliance. That's right. My phone has been turned off from time to time. So there's a number of this electronic harassment. We're looking forward to hopefully lawmakers will take a good look at our YouTube channel, especially if anything happens to me. It's going to contribute to my credibility of my YouTube channel regarding public service. And the electronic harassment with the lawmakers, once that's what we're pushing for, we'll place electronic harassment as a Capital One murder. That's right. It is a murder plot on victims equal to a microwave oven, X-ray machine, or sleeping next to a high power line radiation. So there's a number of scenarios that take effect with daily plan attacks. I'm just buying time, and let's check again. It's 5:47 p.m. No movement so far. You guys took a good look at the individual that went in. He will be out shortly once I remove myself from the window. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make this a part 2. And you're going to see him running around once I take a shower. So that's what we're going to do. That's my secret to you guys, how I'm able to manipulate organized crime to react. And we're creating our own family conflict of our own by recording the customers. That's right. The family members will react and respond. And sooner or later, these customers will have to go someplace else. That's right. This YouTuber is in it for... I love what I do. This is a public service, folks, and very few people can do this. And it's very exciting to me. And I'm learning, just like you guys. The only difference is I can actually describe what's actually going on. And that's why they do not want me by the window. Well, let's continue waiting. And we're going to make this a part 2. So pay attention to the time once I bring up part 2. 5:49 p.m. 5:49 p.m. March 12th, 2025, Wednesday. We are focused. And we're going to make this a part 2. Moving on. Pay attention to the time, folks. And don't forget to contact Internal Revenue Services, the IRS. Post the date, January 8th, 2025. That's right. Inquiring the status of the application of tax evasion. That's right. All right. 5:49 p.m., part 1. We are waiting for organized crime to start their daily activities. They've been doing it, but they're just more cautious about it. And I don't understand what the big deal is. It's just a YouTube channel. Who watches a YouTube channel? Nobody's going to take a YouTube channel seriously. So, for some reason, this is called the power of social media, folks. That's why I'm here. That's right. And it is posted as a national security threat being used on civilians of unsolved murder cases of identity theft Medicaid. I made a special trip to Chicago Police Department. I'm documented by Chicago Police Department as well as other police departments as well. I made a special trip to Belmont and Western, headquarters of Chicago Police Department Detective Division. They're reviewing our information, and to no surprise, no open cases. That's right. So I have instructed all government agencies, including State Representative Chuy Garcia, including State Representative Lisa Hernandez, our government agencies, that my phone is compromised. That's right. So, we're going to continue. We're going to continue. And the surveillance, public service notification, especially when they continue messing around with babies, especially when they continue messing around with children, especially when they're messing around with teenagers. The teenagers are manipulated to indulge in the white powder bag product known as cocaine. That's right. They're being manipulated to get hooked on it. Once they're hooked on it, this is going to create family conflict. See how that works? So it works well with drugs being implemented in as far as bait. As bait, once they're hooked, that's it. All right, we're going to move on. And look at the time, folks. It's 5:52 p.m. I tried my best. And we are, intentions are very clear. He does not live in the basement with the Candyman, okay? It's well documented where this guy lives at. He's the one that usually carries the book bag. He's just making himself look really bad on video. There's no reason for him to be spending that much time in the basement with the Candyman. And we also have Grandma selling drugs as well. That's right, open for business. So, I'm telling you folks, the longer he stays in there, we're going to give him his privacy. Let's do that. All right, that's fine. He wants his privacy. We're going to give him his privacy. No problema. We're going to give him his privacy. Just watch how quickly he responds and starts moving once I take a shower. 5:53 p.m. 5:53 p.m. That's right, 5:53 p.m. Remember that, because on part 2, it has to be around that time frame. 5:53 p.m. Signing off. Okay, we're back. 5:53 p.m. 5:53 p.m. We are still waiting for organized crime family employee labeled the Mule visiting the Candyman as a reload. That's right, as a reload. And he went in there. And now this is part 2. This is part 2 at 5:53. Part 2. I'm going to take a shower, folks. I appreciate your support. Trying to be slick. We see how well that works out for you guys. We will see. And let me show you what's going on here. I'm trying to move the screen. Now it does it. See that? It's called the power of social media, folks. I wasn't able to move the screen. It has a delayed effect. This high-tech surveillance monitor called Army Apparatus Tracking Signal Scatter Device will cause a delayed response as far as electrical appliances and phones. You just witnessed that now. This organized crime is responding and is monitoring me and is attacking my brain as I'm speaking. High frequencies, electromagnetic field waves, shock treatment to the brain, coming from next door, 5135, second floor hideout. That's right, you just witnessed that organized crime is panicking and responding, and there's surveillance on me. All right. That's what happens when you play with fire, folks. You will get burnt. And this criminal organization is getting a really good education. One more time. Guaranteed. Free of charge. All right. 5:55, March 12th, 2025. Wednesday. We are focused. That's right, folks. We are focused, and we are waiting for the mule to come back out. I know he doesn't live in the basement with the Candyman, so the longer he stays in there, the more suspicious his activity will be on video. That's right. Keep acting like that. Keep acting like that. Keep acting like that. All right. So it's March 12th, 2025, Wednesday. And the time is 5:56 p.m. 5:56 p.m.